Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Clan World, and today I will be playing around on my lower level account. So, just gonna open up free chest, and I unlock the mortar, which is a card I will not be using, but I also have unlocked some other pretty neat cards in the fire spirit, the furnace, and the mortar, which I just got. So, the mortar is a very dumb building in my opinion, and it is so cheap when used correctly. And here's the deck I've been using to get all the way up into Builder's Workshop. And I am exactly 1 XP away from getting that. And I will upgrade my minion hordes to level 7. And with that, become a level 7. And then I will upgrade my spear goblins. And then I will be playing around a few matches inside Builder's Arena, which I recently got to. And also, the Zap Wizard has already come out by the time this is getting out. And I think it's a very unique card. I also think it was a good idea that it can be fireballed, so it's not too overpowered. And so we're going to get into those matches. But before I do that, here are the cards that I am now able to unlock. And that card that I just clicked on will be the Battering Ram. And that card will spawn 2 barbarians. It's like a prince's charge and then has 2 barbarians. Once it hits something, the battering ram will go for towers. And I will freeze, but my mini P.E.K.K.A. will not get that hit off. And I'm going to need to zap that prince. And I do it right in time before it's able to hit its charge on my tower. But it will still get some pretty nice amounts of damage off. And my tower is all the way down to 570, but his tower is all the way down to 704, and would have been gone if that free spell would have gotten off a little sooner. So we're going to jump my Hog Rider down on his tower, and hopefully it goes for the tower, which it does. And then just going to Fireball, and I try to figure a way I can Fireball all 4 things, because that would end up being worth it. And then his Bomb Tower dies, so I'm just going to Fireball just the Furnace and the tower to bring his tower all the way down to 116. So I'm gonna drop Spear Goblins to take care of his Spear Goblins. And then more Goblins. And that is also a new card what I just placed. It's actually a card though. It will combine 3 Spear Goblins and 3 normal Goblins. And it will make up the Goblin Gang. And alone if you don't deal with it, it will do about 1,200 damage. And I think that's a really cool card. And that card will be available in the jungle. And the other card coming out soon will be the Dart Goblin. And it's basically a Royal Giant, but has much less health and is very fast. But it will shoot from the bridge. And I just used my mini P.E.K.K.A. in that lane, which was kind of dumb, because that was my only defense against his giant. And now I'm going to need a minion horde to take care of his giant, which won't work beautifully, but it will work okay. And now going to set up for one of the game's strongest pushes, which is minion horde Hog Rider. And it completely got shut down. And I was thinking about freezing both his towers, but I decided not to. And now he has a prince coming down one of my lanes and spear goblins coming down the other. And he will add to the prince by placing a giant in front of it. And I will take out his prince with goblins, and then he will place a furnace on my side of the map. His prince will get a charge on my tower, and then his other prince will finish on my tower. And that is not looking good, because he was able to destroy my tower so easily. And now with barely any time left, I'm able to replace my freeze in just the right location that hopefully it will get enough off, and with 7 seconds left, I will not be able to pull off the victory. So that's a little defeating. I was doing pretty well until he had just a huge push, and then I placed my mini P.E.K.K.A. on his furnace. So if I hadn't done that, that would have changed a lot of things. So there is the clan chest that me and my clan have been working on. And I'm guaranteed 1 epic and like 10 rares. So we're going to jump in right to another match. And right away, I'm just going to pressure him with goblins and a hog and gonna zap away his skeletons, but it looked like I zapped my hog too because it died at the same exact moment, and going to get some great value out of that fireball to kill his musketeer and his bomber. So that was a nice trade for me. And now just gonna get a little more elixir. And the thing I like about this deck is it's so cheap in elixir that I can cycle so fast, and I don't need to wait to like 10 elixir like I do with my main account and my giant Sparky deck. So he will drop barbarians to take care of my push, and then I'm going to drop skeletons and then a zap to take care of his. I'm not skeletons, spear goblins. And you should always look at your next upcoming card, because let's say he has a huge fireball push and you don't have the fireball in your hand, but you see it's there, you can just use one of your cycle cards and we'll do that. So we're going to use the very strong push I talked about earlier, and hopefully this time it will work out instead of a tornado. And this time it will end up working out with the minion horde locking onto the tower and then going on to kill the musketeer. And I was thinking about freezing that because they would have done a lot of damage, but I decided to save my freeze because I do not think I've played it yet, so it could have such a big outcome if he doesn't know it's coming and I like freeze with my mini P.E.K.K.A. when it's about to die. So my mini P.E.K.K.A. will almost get hit off and it will die right before it's able to. And I'm going to use those 3 cards I just clicked on in my next push, so we're going to save up to 10 elixir. And then I'm going to drop all of them right in time, but he will place his prince that I completely cannot see because my thumb was right on that card. So his prince will get off a charge, and that push was not as good as I wanted it to be, because now his barbarians will be on my tower, and I'll just zap down his skeleton army. But now my tower is all the way down to 242 when it started out very high. So now I'm going to drop my hog rider, which will only get 1 hit off on his tower, and then going to fireball both his baby dragon and his musketeer, but it only gets the musketeer. And that's something I think that they could change with the fireball. I think it would be very cool if like everything in its line of travel also got hit with like a fire burn or something. I think that would be kind of like amazing, because the fireball does travel through that thing. Like it doesn't just like fly down from the sky. That's how the animation works. So I think it would be cool if it sort of followed that. And going to freeze down everything that he put there and then zap it away. And right now, I have a clear advantage in this battle, seeing that his tower is only down to 1,100. And I'm going to place goblins to stop the prince's charge, and then minions. And if I could get my hog up in time and place it in the middle, that would be awesome. And I am able to, and everything will lock onto that except the musketeer. And it will only get off 1 hit. So with this chip damage, I think I might need to start fireballing his tower if I'm seeing that I'm ever going to win. And then just zap down his skeleton army. And then hog or freeze, I think I'm just going to play hog to get a little more chip damage off with 21 seconds. And I could use a freeze or a fireball, either would be good. And my hog will only get off 1 hit, and his tower is all the way down to 554, but there will not be enough time, and this will probably end up in a tie. And yes, it will with 3 seconds. There's no way I can do that much damage unless I had a rocket, which I did not. So that will end that battle. And it was a nice tie. It was well played by him at the end to just guard his tower with his troops. And another dumb spammer just got into my clan and then left. So we're going to get into another match against Biohazard 825. So I'm going to place goblins to pull his prince a little to the middle. And it does not work at all because goblins are way too fast. And then just going to fireball, hopefully his prince too. And yes, again, and I zap to make sure no damage is on my tower. And he will rage the wood. And I don't think that will do him any good either. So he will place a skeleton army, and seeing that I don't have my zap, I'll just use my goblins to counter. And he probably hasn't even cycled to his prince yet, and I already cycled to my goblins, so that's the thing I like about this deck. But the thing I don't like about this deck is that he just brought my tower down to 1,200, and he is mirroring goblin barrels. So I did not see Mirror Goblin barrels coming. It was very well played by him because he knew I had used my zap. And going to place my Hog Rider to pull his prince, and then he will drop another rage, but that rage will not do anything. If I can freeze or zap whatever he's gonna do, that would be awesome. And I decide to just let it go, as those minion horde alone will just take down the tower all the way down to 14. I was thinking about zapping that out of there. Then once again, I would not have a counter for his Goblin Barrel, which he just dropped again. And Spear Goblins will wrap up that tower, and there was no point. And I hover my Fireball over there, waiting for the mirrored Goblin Barrels to come, but they did not end up coming. And now he has another Skirmy running down my lane. I'll just counter that with Goblins again. And he'll mirror Skirmy. And seeing that I do not have any elixir, that will rage the Skirmy. No! I just got beat by Rage Skirmy. That was actually a pretty good strategy because he knew I didn't have any counter because I had already used my zap. So now I'm going to need to use my zap here, but my zap is under level and it will not take out his goblins in the Goblin Barrel. So that's kind of annoying. And I'm going to freeze this up once that wizard is dead, and now I'll freeze it, and my heart is barely alive, but that will be enough to bring down the tower all the way down to 132, which will be Fireball. And that will be a good game, 3, 2, 1. So that's nice, 29 trophies. And I'm going to be trying to push to Jungle Arena, which is the new arena coming out soon. And I'm probably not going to make it, but I want to see how close I can get. So I'm going to drop my Hog Rider and Goblins in this next battle. And wacky placement, and going to zap down his tower and reset the charge of the Inferno Tower to bring his tower all the way down to 900 hit points. And then he will play his baby dragon to back up his minions. And I'm just going to need to fireball that because I don't want to take all that damage. And I'm just going to save up elixir right here, and then I'm going to do another big push. Hopefully with the minion horde and Hog Rider if he doesn't play anything to stop that. So still just saving up elixir. And then on this side, I'm going to go once I have 9 Hog Rider and Minion Horde. But he did play something to stop that. And the only thing I can do to stop that is my Mini P.E.K.K.A. Because once that dies, it will pop all my minions in one shot. So I didn't really want that to happen. And he'll zap down my Mini P.E.K.K.A. And I'm just going to wait for these guys to die. Let them do a little damage on my tower. And then once I have 9, I'll do that push I was wanting to do earlier. And hopefully that will take out his tower with his baby dragon locked on my Hog Rider, not my minions. And it will get very close to take out his tower, and then it will. And if he had it in place no minions, I would have definitely freezed that tower. But just going to keep on the pressure, and on the other lane, going to drop my Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Goblins. And hopefully I will have time to place down my freeze if he doesn't do anything. But my Mini P.E.K.K.A. was already dead, so there's no point in that. And now, both of our towers that have 1,000, but the thing is that one of his towers is dead and one of mine aren't. So, gonna wait and then zap his tower so it will lock onto the Goblin, not a Hog Rider. And he will double up on Inferno Towers, which is kind of funky, and that's pretty great fireball value, getting 2 Inferno Towers and the tower. And then just gonna wait until I have 9 elixir, or to just counter whatever he does. Now I'm just gonna let him do his thing on that lane, which is probably very stupid, and just go for the 3 crown. So we're gonna place a Hog Rider, and then his tower hopefully won't be able to do anything, and then freeze it down. And then I look back on my side and go, I was so stupid, because his King Tower is pretty low, but my King Tower is about to go way lower, and it might even die. So, tip, never go for the 3 crown when he is playing a Golem deck, and don't fireball minions. So now, my tower is already lower than his, and he still has Golem standing. I'm going to freeze his Golem might, but not his actual Golem, and then the game will end. I did not realize the game would end. I did not realize I had taken his second tower. So that was way closer than it should have been. I should have played a little more defense. And that will do it for this episode. I hope you liked it. Peace out.